The last star in our universe will die in approximately 100 trillion years. For humans, that number is almost meaningless, a time so vast our minds can't truly grasp it. But somewhere out there, an advanced civilization might be looking at that same number with growing anxiety. Because 100 trillion years isn't just a date on a cosmic calendar, it's a deadline. A deadline for solving the ultimate challenge, how to survive the death of the universe itself. This isn't science fiction. Right now as you watch this video, the clock is ticking. Every second stars are burning through their fuel. The universe is expanding, growing colder and darker. And somewhere, perhaps, an advanced civilization is already preparing for what astronomers call the Immortality horizon. The point beyond which survival becomes impossibly challenging. But to understand why this matters, why it might be the most important problem any civilization could face, we need to understand what we're up against. Imagine you're part of a civilization millions of years more advanced than ours. You've mastered your galaxy. You've solved aging, disease, even death itself. You might think you've conquered every survival challenge possible. But then your scientists bring you troubling news. Everything you've built, everything you've become, has an expiration date. Not just your stars, not just your planets, but the very protons that make up every atom in your civilization are destined to decay. This is where our story gets interesting. Because while human civilization is still struggling with immediate survival challenges, we've already discovered 5 distinct ways the universe might end. Each one presents a unique challenge for any civilization hoping to survive eternally, and each one requires solutions that seem impossible until you understand the rules of cosmic-scale engineering. The first threat comes from the stars themselves. In 100 trillion years the last star will flicker out. No more natural light, no more easy energy. Any surviving civilization would need to find alternative energy sources or face extinction. But that's actually the easy part. The real challenges come after the stars die. But before we explore how to survive after the stars die, let's understand what we're really talking about when we discuss advanced civilizations. In 1964, Soviet astronomer Nikolai Kardashev proposed a scale for measuring civilizations' technological advancement. A Type 1 civilization can harness all the energy of their planet. Type 2 can use all the energy of their star. Type 3 masters their entire galaxy. Humans? We're not even Type 1 yet. We're around 0.73 on the scale. But the civilizations we're talking about would need to be far beyond even Type 3. We're talking about Type 4 or even Type 5 civilizations. Those capable of harnessing the energy of multiple galaxies or even the entire observable universe. And here's where things get truly mind-bending. We might already be seeing their work without realizing it. You see, any civilization preparing for universal death would need to start early, billions or even trillions of years early. They'd need to begin moving stars, collecting resources, and setting up the infrastructure for ultimate survival while the universe is still young. And when astronomers look deep into space, they're finding things that shouldn't be there. Structures and patterns that don't fit our models of natural formation. But let's break down what these civilizations are facing. After the last star dies, we enter what astronomers call the black hole era. All that remains are black holes of various sizes, slowly evaporating through Hawking radiation. A civilization might survive by extracting energy from these black holes. A process that could last an unimaginably long 10 to the power of 100 years. That's a 1 followed by 100 zeros. Write that number down and try to comprehend it. You can't. No human can. But even this incomprehensibly long period eventually ends, and then we face the dark era, when even black holes have evaporated. The universe becomes an increasingly cold, dark void where even atoms struggle to stay together. This is where the true challenge begins. Because any civilization that has survived this long would face a threat more fundamental than lack of energy: the decay of matter itself. The proton decay that threatens all matter isn't just a theoretical problem, it's an existential deadline. Current physics suggests protons, the building blocks of atoms, may have a lifetime of 10 to the power of 40 years. After that, matter as we know it simply cannot exist. Think about that, not just the death of stars or galaxies, but the death of matter itself. Any civilization hoping to achieve immortality would need to solve this seemingly impossible problem. But here's where things get interesting. Some physicists have proposed a solution so radical it sounds like science fiction. Transform consciousness itself. Instead of trying to preserve physical bodies or machines, Advanced civilizations might convert their entire existence into information patterns, running on pure energy configurations or quantum states. They wouldn't need matter anymore. They would become beings of pure information. And we're already seeing hints of how this might work. In quantum mechanics, we've discovered that information can never truly be destroyed. Even when something falls into a black hole, its information is preserved in subtle quantum correlations at the event horizon. This discovery, known as the holographic principle, suggests that reality itself might be more like a cosmic computer program than a physical machine. This leads us to the first truly mind-bending possibility. What if advanced civilizations aren't just preparing to survive the universe's death? What if they're preparing to become the next universe? Recent theories in quantum cosmology suggest that consciousness and observation might play a fundamental role in collapsing quantum possibilities into reality. If a civilization could maintain conscious observation of quantum states even as the universe dies, they might be able to trigger the birth of a new cosmos. But there's an even more radical possibility. Remember those strange structures astronomers are finding in deep space? Some scientists have proposed they might be evidence of civilizations already implementing these survival strategies. They're not building bunkers or stockpiling resources, they're reconstructing the fundamental architecture of space-time itself. Imagine rewriting the source code of reality while the program is still running. Let's talk about what these cosmic engineers might actually be building. Astronomers have detected massive void structures in space that seem to form geometric patterns. Patterns that shouldn't occur naturally. While most scientists assume these are results of dark matter or cosmic expansion, a few brave theorists have proposed something more exotic. They might be the framework of a universe-scale survival machine. Imagine a vast network of quantum computers, each one positioned at precise coordinates in space-time. As the universe darkens and matter decays, this network would remain operational through increasingly exotic energy sources. First harvesting dying stars, then tapping into black hole radiation, finally, extracting energy from the quantum fluctuations of space itself. But here's the truly mind-bending part. This network wouldn't just be storing information, it would be manipulating the fabric of reality. This is where quantum mechanics reveals something profound. At the smallest scales, reality isn't fixed, it's a blur of possibilities until observed. These advanced civilizations might exploit this fundamental uncertainty to create what physicists call pocket universes, tiny bubbles of space-time with their own physical laws. Think of it like programming new software to run on when your current hardware starts to fail. But there's something even more incredible happening. Recent observations by the Webb telescope have revealed mysterious regions where light itself behaves differently, as if the constants of physics have been subtly altered. While most astronomers attribute this to measurement errors or unknown natural phenomena, it fits perfectly with what we'd expect to see if someone was testing the creation of these pocket universes. And this leads us to perhaps the most shocking possibility. What if our universe isn't the first attempt at this cosmic survival strategy? What if we're living in a pocket universe created by a civilization that survived the death of a previous cosmos? The math suggests it's possible. The implications are staggering. Look around you right now. Every atom in your body, every photon of light entering your eyes, every moment of time passing, it all follows rules. Physical constants that seem built into the nature of reality itself. But what if these aren't just natural laws? What if they're programmed parameters, carefully calibrated by ancient engineers to make a sustainable universe? This isn't just philosophical speculation. Scientists have long been puzzled by how perfectly tuned our universe seems to be for complexity and life. Change the strength of gravity by a fraction of a percent, and stars can't form. Adjust the strong nuclear force slightly, and atoms fall apart. It's as if someone fine-tuned reality itself, creating not just a universe but a nursery for future civilizations. And here's where current research gets truly bizarre. Quantum physicists have discovered that empty space isn't really empty, it's a churning sea of virtual particles popping in and out of existence. But these quantum fluctuations don't look random. They follow patterns that eerily resemble error-checking code in computer systems. It's as if space-time itself is running maintenance routines, ensuring the stability of its most fundamental parameters. This leads us to what scientists call the cosmic inheritance theory. The idea that advanced civilizations might pass on their knowledge and technology by encoding it into the fabric of the pocket universes they create. Like cosmic parents setting up trust funds for their children, they could embed the keys to survival in the very structure of reality, waiting for future civilizations to evolve enough to recognize and decode them. Think about what this means. Everything we're discovering about quantum mechanics, black holes, and the nature of information might not just be us learning about our universe, it might be us beginning to access an instruction manual left by our universe's creators. Each breakthrough in theoretical physics could be us decrypting another page of this cosmic guide to survival. But this raises an urgent question. If we're living in an engineered universe, designed to foster civilizations capable of surviving cosmic death, what are we missing? What clues have been left for us that we're not yet advanced enough to recognize? The answer might lie in what physicists call anomalous symmetries. Patterns in nature that seem too perfect to be accidental. Consider dark energy, the mysterious force accelerating our universe's expansion. We've always assumed it's a natural phenomenon, but what if it's actually a mechanism? A cosmic timer designed to force evolving civilizations to solve the challenges of space travel and energy production before their galaxies drift too far apart. It would explain why dark energy's strength appears perfectly calibrated to give intelligent life enough time to develop, but not enough time to waste. Even more intriguing are the recent discoveries about quantum entanglement. We used to think entangled particles were just a curious phenomenon. Now we're realizing they might form a universe-spanning network, a cosmic internet older than stars themselves. Some physicists suggest this network contains encoded information, waiting for us to develop the technology to access it. And here's where current events become crucial. The quantum computers we're building today might not just be technological advances, they might be the first steps toward interfacing with this ancient network. Each qubit we create resonates with the quantum fabric of space-time in ways we're only beginning to understand. We might be unknowingly building the receivers for a message broadcast at the beginning of time. But the most shocking evidence comes from mathematics itself. In 2023, physicists discovered patterns in string theory equations that shouldn't be there, solutions that seem to describe mechanisms for surviving universal death. It's as if these equations aren't just describing our universe but containing encrypted instructions for transcending it. This brings us to perhaps the most provocative question of all. What if humanity's current technological explosion isn't random? What if we're entering a crucial phase in this cosmic program? The moment when a civilization begins to recognize its inheritance. The patterns are striking. In less than a century, we've gone from not understanding atoms to manipulating quantum states. From ground-bound creatures to space explorers, from passive observers to potential universal engineers. But here's the truly mind-bending possibility. We might not be alone in this awakening. Those mysterious signals astronomers keep detecting, the ones that don't fit any natural pattern, they might not be messages from other civilizations. They might be other civilizations beginning to access the same cosmic database we're tapping into. Like students all opening the same textbook, civilizations across the universe might be simultaneously discovering their role in this grand survival strategy. And this is where our story becomes personal. Because if this theory is correct, every scientific discovery we make, every quantum computer we build, every black hole we study, isn't just advancing human knowledge. It's bringing us closer to understanding our cosmic inheritance. We might be in the middle of the greatest treasure hunt in universal history, slowly decoding the survival manual embedded in reality itself. The implications are staggering. The decisions we make in the next few decades could determine whether humanity becomes one of the civilizations that helps perpetuate universal life, or just another failed attempt that never recognizes its potential. The technology we're developing today, quantum computers, space telescopes, particle accelerators, might not just be scientific tools, they might be keys, meant to unlock specific doors in our understanding at precisely the right moment. Think about that next time you look up at the stars. That light isn't just telling us about distant suns, it might be carrying encoded information, waiting for us to evolve enough to understand it. Every scientific breakthrough might be bringing us closer to joining an ancient lineage of universal engineers. And perhaps most incredibly, the very fact that you can understand these concepts might be proof that humanity is ready to begin this journey. Because in the end, the immortality horizon isn't just about surviving universal death. It's about becoming part of something larger than ourselves, a chain of civilizations stretching across cosmic time, each one learning, growing, and passing on the keys to existence itself. and right now in this moment we might be taking our first steps toward joining that grand succession. The real question isn't whether advanced civilizations can survive the death of the universe. The question is, will we recognize our invitation to become one of them?